Here's more wrestling news for February 13th, 2023, and we're kicking off today with Cody Rhodes, who's arguably been WWE's best booked superstar since his return last April, and even a torn pectoral couldn't ruin his momentum. Contrary to the hostile response Cody received in AEW, WWE fans have been incredibly welcoming to Rhodes, and he's being treated very well by the company. Speaking on the Keepin' It 100 podcast, Eric Bischoff spoke about Cody's enviable booking and believes WWE may be using Rhodes as an advertisement to AEW talent. If I was running WWE and this AEW thing comes along and there's this, little fight going back and forth, but now if I'm me and I see Cody get there and I go and make me go, oh man, I wish I would have listened a little more, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring him back and I'm gonna make him the biggest star ever in about 7 minutes so that everybody in AEW is going, damn, I should have jumped first. AEW has multiple contracts that are coming up, with FTR's deal set to expire in a matter of months, while AEW World Champion MJF's current deal is set to run out on January 1st, 2014. Tony Khan's company has a stacked roster, but that means not everyone gets featured regularly on TV. And do you think Cody's booking will convince anyone to jump ship? Let us know your views in the comments. Since capturing the Intercontinental Championship, Gunther has brought prestige back to the Gold with his impressive outings and has a wealth of talent gunning to dethrone him. During last week's Smackdown, Rey Mysterio, Madcap Moss, Karrion Kross, and Santos Escobar faced off for a shot at the Austrian, and while Moss won, it was Escobar who has gotten fans talking. After the show went off the air, WWE released a backstage interaction between Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio online, and Escobar, typically a heel, showed a huge character change. In the interaction, Escobar was respectful and sincere as he spoke about his admiration for Rey and recalled watching Mysterio compete alongside his father. Despite initially seeking to surpass Mysterio's legacy, Escobar expressed that after sharing the ring with him, he has only gained a greater respect for the veteran superstar, and in a sign of respect, the two exchanged masks. It certainly appears that WWE could be setting Escobar up for a face turn, but even if that isn't the case, this was a touching moment that shows just how much respect there is in the WWE locker room for Rey Mysterio. Over to AEW, and the prevailing perception is that stars in Tony Khan's company enjoy a significant degree of creative freedom when it comes to their on-screen characters, far more than in WWE when Vince McMahon was in charge. This creative freedom is exactly why a lot of wrestlers have chosen to sign with AEW over WWE, but there's a difference between having the freedom to pitch ideas and having those ideas carried out. Speaking on the Hardlore Stories podcast, Malakai Black spoke about the creative freedom in AEW and said that his ideas are not always processed the way that he wants. Instead, Black says that he has an idea, but then Tony Khan and QT Marshall give their own creative input, but added that he's very happy with this arrangement. Malakai Black certainly made an impact when he arrived in AEW in 2021, but many fans feel that the House of Black leader hasn't been given the chance to live up to his full potential. And with his latest match being on the January 25th Dark Elevation, we'll have to see what's next for him and his faction. It was last month that Lacey Evans made her latest return to the ring, with a new character focused on her military background, but the former US Marine hasn't been involved in any major feuds since returning. It was recently rumored that the reason for this is that Evans has backstage heat in WWE, but according to Fightful Select, there's no proof to these claims, which is nothing more than online speculation from non-credible sources. While Evans' social media activity may have riled up fans, this heat doesn't extend to WWE, but we'll have to wait and see when the sassy Southern Belle has her next fully fledged feud. After the pair were suspended from WWE for their walkout, Mercedes Moné and Naomi made a number of appearances together, including at the premiere of She-Hulk and for New York Fashion Week. While Moné is now in New Japan, Naomi's status remains unclear, but the two will be teaming up together soon outside of the ring. It's been confirmed that Moné and Naomi will be appearing at Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle on March 4th and March 5th, and with Mone set for her first match for New Japan this week, we're sure the boss will love to bring the IWGP Women's Championship with her to the Emerald City. It's been close to a year since fans last saw Randy Orton in a WWE ring, as a serious back injury has kept him on the shelf since May 2022. Orton's injury has been so severe that some have wondered if his days in wrestling are finished, but it appears the former world champion has some RKOs left in him. On Instagram, pro wrestling bootmaker Jose G. Sands revealed that Orton recently contacted him about making new boots for his upcoming WWE return. We are looking at some amateur wrestling next, as a fighter from South Louisiana made headlines this week for more than his impressive matches. LHSAA State Wrestling Championships in Bossier on February 11th, Landon Rowe of Southside High made a name for himself, fighting through the 2022-2023 season to earn a spot at the state championships. Rowe's hard work and determination paid off as he emerged victorious, winning the Division I Louisiana State Wrestling title in the 120-pound weight class, and after the match, Rowe body-slammed his coach in front of the crowd, sending the internet into a frenzy. The move was apparently pre-planned between the two and made for a memorable moment, but the next time Rowe wrestles, it should be more than his opponents who should be careful of his skills. In the summer of 2019, Bret Hart appeared for AEW to introduce the AEW World Championship, and the title did not come cheap. On Talk Is Jericho, veteran belt maker Dave Milliken said that the championship set Tony Khan back a five-figure amount thanks to the various layers, stones, and custom artwork that went into the title. Milliken added that he has been in touch very recently with AEW on a business deal, and given the popularity of the AEW title's design with fans, it's safe to say this five-figure championship was worth it. And we're ending with Triple H, whose changes since becoming head of creative and head of talent have been mostly praised by fans. Under the game's watch, terms like hospital in wrestling have been used more than under his father-in-law, and Triple H has some new verbiage for two superstars in particular. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, an edict from Triple H himself means that Bayley and Becky Lynch will be referred to as all-time greats on WWE commentary from now on. To their credit, both women have done plenty in WWE, with Lynch being the first woman to win a WrestleMania main event and a six-time women's champion. Bayley is no stranger to gold herself, and was both the first WWE Women's Triple Crown champion and the first Women's Grand Slam winner. The role model and the man have been feuding for months, with a huge six-woman tag reported for Elimination Chamber, and that match will feature two of the all-time greats of WWE's women's division.